Have you ever looked closely at an ant? These little creatures are some of the most incredible in the world, capable of lifting objects 50 times their own weight and working together in huge colonies numbering in the millions. But have you ever wondered how these tiny titans come to be? How do ants go from being helpless eggs to fully grown colony members? Well, today, we're going to find out exactly that. Join me on a journey from egg to ant as we explore the incredible life cycle of these amazing insects. This is the story of how one tiny egg can become one of nature's most impressive creatures, egg. At the beginning of every ant's life, there is an egg. And this is where our story begins. When a queen ant is ready to lay her eggs, she will find a suitable nesting site and begin the process of creating a new colony. She will lay her eggs in a small chamber, usually underground or hidden amongst the foliage, and then seal herself inside using her own body as a barrier against predators. Inside this tiny chamber, the eggs begin to develop, and eggs are incredibly small, only about the size of a pinhead, and they're laid in clusters known as egg pods. Each pod contains several eggs, and the entire process of egg laying can take several weeks. Once the eggs are laid, the queen will guard them with her life, protecting them from any potential threats until they hatch. During this time, the queen will not eat, drink, or move. She will simply wait patiently for her colony to begin growing. The incubation period for ant eggs can vary depending on the species and environmental conditions, but it typically takes anywhere from a few weeks to several months for the eggs to hatch. As the eggs develop, the embryos inside begin to grow and move around. The eggs become slightly larger, and eventually the embryos are large enough to be seen with the naked eye. The queen ant will continue to guard the eggs until they hatch. And when they finally do, the first ants to emerge are the workers. Worker ants are sterile female ants that perform all of the tasks necessary to keep the colony alive. They forage for food, care for the young, defend the nest, and carry out any other tasks the colony requires. Worker ants are the backbone of the colony, and without them, the colony would quickly collapse. When the worker ants hatch, they are very small and weak. They must crawl out of the egg pod one by one and then immediately begin to search for food. The worker ants will feed the queen and take care of the remaining eggs until they hatch. The newly hatched worker ants will also begin to build the colony, excavating tunnels and chambers and gathering materials for the nest. They will work tirelessly to create a safe and functional home for the colony. The number of worker ants that hatch from a single egg pod can vary depending on the species and environmental conditions. Some colonies may only have a few dozen workers, while others can have hundreds or even thousands. As the colony grows, more worker ants will be produced, and the nest will become more complex. As the worker ants continue to build the colony, the eggs continue to hatch. More worker ants are produced, and the colony begins to grow rapidly. The worker ants will continue to forage for food, care for the young, and defend the nest. And the queen will continue to lay eggs, ensuring that the colony has enough workers to survive. As the colony grows, the queen will also begin to produce male ants. Male ants are needed for the colony to reproduce, and they will mate with virgin queens in preparation for starting new colonies. The males will also help to gather food and defend the nest. Once the colony reaches its full size, there will be hundreds or even thousands of worker ants, males and queens. The colony will be fully functional, with each member performing their role to ensure the survival of the colony. The colony will continue to grow and thrive, and the cycle of egg laying and hatching will continue, ensuring the survival of the species. Larvae, once the eggs hatch, the next stage of an ant's life begins, the larval stage. Larvae are the immature form of an insect, and they are completely dependent on the worker ants for their survival. Worker ants will feed and care for the larvae, ensuring that they grow into healthy adults. Ant larvae are very small and soft-bodied, and they are very vulnerable to predators. The worker ants will keep them safe and protected at all times. They will carry the larvae from place to place, keeping them away from danger. Ant larvae are also very sensitive to changes in temperature and humidity. The worker ants will work hard to maintain the ideal environment for the larvae to grow. They will regulate the temperature and humidity of the nest and make sure that the larvae are always comfortable. Worker ants will also feed the larvae a special substance known as larval food. This is a nutritious substance that is made by the worker ants, and it is essential for the growth and development of the larvae. The worker ants will feed the larvae this substance throughout the larval stage, making sure that they are always well nourished. The larval stage of an ant's life is also when the colony begins to specialize. As the larvae grow, the worker ants will begin to assign them specific tasks. Some larvae will be responsible for foraging, while others will focus on defense or caring for the young. This specialization allows the colony to function more efficiently and effectively. The length of the larval stage can vary depending on the species and environmental conditions. It can last anywhere from a few weeks to several months. As the larvae approach the end of this stage, they will begin to grow wings and legs and other adult features. They will also become more active and begin to explore their surroundings. The worker ants will continue to care for them during this time, preparing them for the final stage of their life cycle, pupation. Pupa. The pupal stage is the final stage in the life cycle of an ant, and it is during this stage that the ant transforms from a larva into a fully grown adult. The pupa is a resting stage during which the ant's body undergoes a remarkable transformation. During pupation, the ant's body undergoes a series of complex and dramatic changes. The soft-bodied larva hardens and becomes a fully formed adult with wings, legs, and other adult features. The skin of the larva is shed, and the adult ant emerges. The duration of the pupal stage can vary depending on the species and environmental conditions, but it typically lasts for several weeks. During this time, the worker ants will continue to guard the pupae, protecting them from predators and ensuring that they remain safe. When the transformation is complete, the adult ant will emerge from the pupal case and immediately begin to explore its surroundings. The worker ants will guide the new ant to the appropriate task, and the new ant will begin its role in the colony. Finally, we reach the adult stage of an ant's life. Now fully formed and ready to take on its role in the colony, adult ants are capable of reproducing and creating new colonies. In some species of ants, the adult males will mate with the virgin queens. The queens will then find a suitable nesting site and begin the process of creating a new colony. The males will die after mating, but the queens will live on, laying eggs and caring for the larvae. Adult ants are also responsible for foraging for food, defending the colony, and caring for the young. They work tirelessly to ensure the survival of the colony and the continuation of the species. Now that you know the incredible journey the ants go through from egg to adult, take a moment to appreciate the amazing creatures that inhabit our world. Ants are truly one of nature's most fascinating creations, and their life cycle is a testament to the power of nature. Thanks for joining me on this journey from egg to ant. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, stay curious. If you liked this video, you might also enjoy another video on the benefits of having ants in your garden.